Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Monday night session of Up and Moving. My name is Isaac Lennox. I am a grad student here at Michigan Tech in the Department of Kinesiology and Integrative Physiology. Today, we're going to be going through a strength and high intensity workout. We're going to get you going through a full body workout. We're going to ramp the pace up. We're going to get you moving. We're going to get that heart rate up. Once again, the purpose of Up Moving, what our goal here is to provide free at-home live and recorded workouts that we can provide for you. We're just trying to keep the Upper Peninsula physically active during this pandemic as well as beyond. So with that being said, I tried my hardest today to give us a wide array of some at-home tools we can use for working out. We're going to be doing some pulling exercises. We're going to be doing some push exercises, some overhead work, as well as some arms in each direction. So what I have for you here today, first of all, what you're gonna need for our warm-up is going over to our sport corner here. I have either a hockey stick or I got my 4-iron here. Not very good with my 4-iron on the actual golf course, so we can always use it in the physical activity world. I have either some sort of a stick. What else I have here is we can use a towel. We'll be explaining that for later. For our actual strength training part of our workouts today, I have some jugs of laundry detergent. These have a handle. That's great for holding on to it. You could be using cans, some water bottles. I also have a laundry basket with some handles on it. And then to add some weight, you could put your textbooks in there. And the more textbooks you add, obviously, the harder that will get. So there's another option. I have my backpack here as well with some handles where you can hold on to things. I also have a big bag of rice that you can hold on to, and you can press that, you can row that. So there's a big range of some tools you guys can use for our workouts today. So without further ado, as long as you guys have some water and some empty space, and if you're tuning in from Houghton, you'll realize that it's pretty hot outside. So I got my fan beside me to keep some ventilation. If you got your AC, crank that up. But without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to grab my hockey stick first. Whether you have a golf club, a meter stick, any sort of rod, we're going to be doing some mobility and flexibility workouts to get warmed up here. So what we're going to do here is we're gonna have my 2 hands on the stick, and I'm gonna go up over my head and feel that stretch. Here's from the side view. We can come back down. What you can do is you can start with your hands closer together, and as you come up, you can gradually pull them apart into a Y position. Feel that stretch overhead. Then you can come back down. You can do a couple more sets of that. And as you notice that the more you get warmed up here and the more mobile you get, you may be able to keep your hands over your head without going so far apart. And what you can do now is keeping it over your head. You can go wide and you can bring that all the way back down here. Here's from the back. So we're going to bring that up. This is really going to help open up our shoulder mobility, as well as if you have a tight chest, if you feel like your pec muscles are a little tight, opening up your arms like this, it's going to be feeling really good for you. So now what we're going to keep doing is we'll go 1 or 2 more sets with this rod over our head. Maybe I'll switch up to my golf club here. This is a smaller club, so it's going to be a little more difficult for me. So I'm really getting mobile here. And now as we're warmed up over our heads, we can bend down. Feel that hamstring stretch and come up. We can start coming up again and then bend down. And now we can use our club, whether it's our hockey stick, our golf club, we can use that as a little bit of a support. And we can really lean to one side and stretch it out here. Bend down to our other side here. We can go back each way a couple more times. If you don't have a club here, you could just be holding on to a chair. You could be using the wall for support, but if you have some sort of a rod, this is a great way to get warmed up here. Now what we're going to do is using this stick, we're going to be doing some rotations. So keeping our feet planted and our torso square to the target, we're going to be trying to rotate our upper body and get our spine nice and mobile. If you don't have a stick, once again, you can stretch out a towel. It's just nice to have something out in front of you for support while we are opening up our spine here, guys. So I'm going to keep using my 4-iron here, but rotating from side to side. We can do a couple more each way. As you may notice, the more you do this, you might feel that you're able to rotate more to each side. We're getting warmed up. We're opening up our spine. We may be sitting at a desk all day, so it's nice to really loosen up our body here. Now, once again, we can put this club over our heads in a Y position, and we can bend to the side and back to the top. Then we'll go the other way. Back to the side again. If you don't have any object, you can also do this just with our hands above our head. But once again, if you have something to hold on to, it's nice to keep your balance that way. Now, once again, we can put our object back against the wall. And now that we got mobile a little bit, we are going to work on we're going to get our heart rate going a little bit. So let's move into we're going to do some high knees here and some knee hugs. So every rep, you're going to hold up, hug your knee. You're going to feel nice stretch in your hip flexors here and your quads. So we're going to go again. Hold that for a few seconds. Switch legs. If you have a lot of open space, you can do that down the wall here. Walking in the room, knee hug, shake it off. Another step, shake it off. Another one. So now what we're going to do for 30 seconds, I'm going to start my timer. We're going to do some jumping jacks for 30 seconds here, guys. So I'm going to start my timer in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. A way to modify this exercise is you can keep standing and you can jump, raise your arms to the side. If jumping up and down is a little too difficult for you, we got about 10 more seconds here, guys. 3, 2, 1, and stop. So now for our last warm up here, we got our jumping jacks out of the way. We're going to jog on the spot for 30 seconds. And before we get going, I'm going to turn on some lights here. It's getting a little dark in this apartment. There we go. That's much better. So start in 3 seconds. We're going to jog on the spot for 30. Okay. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. You can gradually start ramping up the pace if you have to, if you feel like you can. I'm going to move around the room here a little bit. And you can come back in the middle here. Halfway there, guys. We got 15 more seconds. I'm going to ramp up the pace here. 5 more seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So make sure you grab some water here, guys. I'm going to sit down, relax for just a tad, and we're going to go through what our plan of action is today. So, like I said, we have 2 circuits that we're going to go through today. They're going to consist of 3 exercises. And it's important to know that we're doing strength and high intensity interval training. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get your heart rate up. You can be incorporating aerobic exercise. You can be going for jogs, or we can do strength exercise. But at the same time, if we're decreasing the amount of rest we have in between our sets, that's going to get our heart rate up as well. So we're going to take it a little bit different this time. And I'm going to give you guys 3 exercises for our first circuit. We're going to aim for 10 reps at a time before we switch, but I'm going to start the timer for 10 minutes. And our goal here is to try to go through this circuit as many times as we can in 10 minutes. So for some people, that may be 3 times. For others, that may be 5, 6, 7. The great thing about this is that it's at your own pace. So however hard you feel like pushing yourself, that's how we'll do it today. And a great thing about this is that these workouts are recorded, so you can go back at another time and to check for progression. If you got 4 times this time, maybe next week you can get 5. So that way you know that you're progressing. So what we're going to do for our first one, we're going to be doing push-ups, a shoulder press, so arms over our head, as well as a squat. So for our push-ups, it's just going to be a general push-up. You can do it on the ground in this regard. If you can do it on an incline, that will make it easier on a chair for support, as well as on the wall. So those are 3 modifications, starting from the hardest on the ground, then on a chair for support, on an incline is a little bit easier, and then the wall on that vertical surface, that is the easiest one. So we're going to start with push-ups, and then we are going to get into shoulder press overhead. So you can use cans, you can use laundry detergent. You can do this in the seated position on a chair or standing. And all we're going to be doing is starting off, making my arms into a W position. Now we're just going to be pressing overhead. Nice, slow, and controlled for 10 reps. And then our last one that we're going to be doing is some body weight squats. So you can keep your arms out in front of you for support. And all you're going to be doing is sitting back into that squat position. Another way to make it easier is if I have a chair arm here, I can have my hands overhead or over in front of me for support. And I can just be sitting down on the chair and standing up. Sitting down and standing up. So having something to sit on is going to take a little bit of tension off of that, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you guys. So what I'm going to do, if we are all ready, once again, this is at our own pace. I'm going to start a timer for 10 minutes, and we are going to get going here. So without further ado, grab one more drink of water, and we're going to go through our exercises here. So I'm going to start off with push-ups, so we're going to do 10 reps. Okay, now without any rest, I'm going to get into my shoulder press. So now I'm going to grab my my laundry detergent here. I'm going to be pressing these for 10. Eight, 9, and 10. So I can put those down here. And now getting into our body weight squats. I'm going to start off with the modified version here. I'm going to bring this chair out just a tad for you guys. And as you can see, I'm going to be sitting on the chair leg or on the arm because it's a nice stable position. You can be going right here as well. But just because it's a little firmer, I'm going to be going down slowly just to make sure I'm going to be sitting down on it so I don't miss it. So from here, I can stand up. Don't move my feet because I know where I am. And just stick my butt down on this chair and come up. 3, 7 more. Two more here, 9 and 10. So now that's my first, my circuit's done for the first time. That's 1. Now we got, looking at the clock, That took 2 minutes. So I know that for myself, that took me 2 minutes. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Like I said, this is a self-paced circuit. If you were flying by, if you're already on your second circuit or your second set, then that's great for you. This is at your own pace. So take a drink here, catch my breath. So like I just said, the harder you can make it as hard as you can for yourself. If you decrease your rest times, if you go a little faster, it's a self-paced workout. So I'm going to get into the push-ups again. Do these on an incline this time. So I'll put my arms on this chair, the arms here, and we're going to press. And 10. Getting back to my shoulder press here. I need to sit down here this time. Keep my back nice and straight. As you can see, I don't want to be bending over and doing it or laid back. I want to keep that nice straight line in my spine here. Arms overhead and press. And 10. To add more difficulty to your squats, you can always hold some more weight in front of you. So I can show you, this turns into a goblet squat if you're holding something, but holding this detergent, I can squat down. We're gonna do that for 10. And 10. So there's my second set has been completed. And that leaves us, we're about halfway through, guys. We got about 5 more minutes left. So at whatever pace you're going at, keep going, don't quit. Take a break if you need to. Gonna grab some water here and catch my breath. Maybe sit in front of this fan for just a moment here. Before I get back into my push-ups. So once again, we got push-ups, shoulder press, and squats. Try to get those for 10 reps. If you can't get 10, then maybe do 5 and take a break. But as much physical activity as you can get in 10 minutes, that's all we're looking for here, everyone. So I'm gonna get into my push-ups again. All right. Getting into shoulder press now. Do these standard. So keep our weights, get our arms in a W position and press up. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. Catch my breath a little bit, grab some water before I get into my squats. Once again, guys, we know our 3 exercises. You're moving at your own pace here, whatever you feel most comfortable doing. I'm gonna get into the squats here. If you feel that the squats are getting a little too difficult for you, as you see, if my butt's going about to my knees here in a 90-degree, I could always go halfway, just smaller reps. That's putting less tension on my quads. Or once again, you can go back to the seated version where I can sit down, take some tension off my legs, and stand up. All right. Check our time here. We got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds here, guys. So keep going. Try to keep track of how many times you've completed everything. So that way, if you decide to do this workout again, you can see if you're improving in a few weeks. Now getting in, I'm going to start my push-ups again. This time, to make another tip to make it easier, guys, I can go on my knees and do push-ups from my knees here, so I can keep my toes up in the air. All right. Make sure we keep breathing here. Nine, 10. Getting into my squats once again. 8, 9, and 10. Here to show you guys another tip. Something else you can do to keep stable is I'm going to bring my chair out here. If I keep my hands on something in front of me that's actually stable, I could be going down in a squat, and then that way, if I come down and I feel like I'm too tired to get up, I can lean on this chair and put pressure on somewhere else will help me get up. So there's another tip for you guys. Check our time here. We got 25 seconds here. So I'm going to try and get one more set of my push-ups in. But other than that, keep going at your own pace here, guys. There's the sound of our alarm. So that concludes that first circuit, guys. Great job. Make sure we take a break here. I'm going to sit down here and grab some water. Just to make sure if there's ever any questions that anyone has, I'm checking the I can see the chat box from the across the room here. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out. Oh, it feels good when that camera goes, or when the timer goes off, that's for sure. We got a lot of movement worked into 10 minutes there, guys. So if you can, maybe if you have a piece of paper or a sticky note lying around, try to remember how many times you got through that circuit for future reference. If you want to go check it out again, this workout, then you can compare yourself to your last time. So we'll keep grabbing some water here. We'll break for just a little longer. And while you're resting here, guys, I'm going to start explaining our last circuit here. So like I said, we're going to be doing 2 today, but this time we're going to be going for 6 minutes. So we're going to bring it down a little bit for our second one. But what we're going to be doing is, last time we did a chest exercise with push-ups, we did a shoulder exercise with our press, and then we did some squats. This time we're going to work on our arms a little bit. We're going to do a bicep curl, which I'll be demonstrating for you guys, a tricep extension, as well as a back row. So when you're having something in front of you and you're pulling it, and this is working on our back muscles. So like I said, with all the equipment I have here, you can do the bicep curls in a bunch of different ways. If you have these detergent bottles or your cans or anything, you can hold on and curl them this way. If you want to focus on doing your exercise one arm at a time, you can just use one at a time. I got my big bag of rice here that you can hold onto the handle and curl. You can use your backpack and curl. We got a bunch of different ways here at home, guys. So just wanted to make sure that if you're stuck on how much equipment you have, we got lots of different things here. So that's going to be our first exercise with our bicep curls. We're going to try doing those for 10 reps, excuse me. Then getting into our tricep extensions. You can use the same sort of equipment. We're going to bend at the hips. Hold these out in front of us. And as you can see, I'm going to try to straighten my arm in line with my spine. So when I get to the top, I'm really going to try to squeeze my arm straight. And the straighter I make my arm, I'm going to feel that more in my tricep. We're going to do that for 10 reps, guys. If you don't have any equipment, you feel comfortable with that, even bending over and just trying to squeeze your arm, it's a good feeling as well. So then our last exercise, doing our back rows. So this works great with the backpack with some straps. You can pull that towards your chest. So once again, bending at the hips, just like the tricep exercise, holding that weight in front of you and trying to pull my elbows to my hips. So using a backpack, or I can put some textbooks in a laundry hamper. Using a nice wide grip here is great as well. Pulling that. So if you guys had time there to figure out what you're going to use for your weights, I'm going to start a timer here for 6 minutes. And we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1. And here we go, guys. 6 minutes of going hard. So let's try it. So I'm going to grab my laundry detergent bottles. And we're going to start curling these. I'm going to go one arm at a time. Keep our arms nice and tight to our sides. I'm going to go for 10 reps an arm here. $18, $19, and $20. Now, without even taking a break, I'm going to use these same handles, same equipment, bend over at my hips, and do some tricep extensions. And 10. Now I got some more books in my backpack here. I'm going to hold at the straps here, bend over, and do this for 10 reps as well. Pull my elbows to my hips. So I don't want to be pulling straight up like this. I want to be trying to, the lower I row, the more I'm going to be activating my back muscles and not my traps where I'm around my neck. 8, 9, and 10. So once again, just like the last circuit, guys, that took about 1:45. So we got just over 4 minutes left. Try to get as much done as you can. Take a break if you need to. I'm gonna get some water in me. And next I'm gonna change it up here. I'm gonna grab my backpack again and try curling my backpack now. So just lots of different ways to do this stuff with what we have at home here, guys. So and back into my tricep extension. So bending over at the hips and trying to get my arms straight in line with my spine here. So as you can see, I'm not bringing them way up like this. I'm not bringing them down here. the goal is keeping our elbows tucked at my sides. I'm going to be going straight up to my back here. 9 and 10. Put some textbooks in my laundry hamper here. I got no dirty clothes here. I got an empty hamper, and we're going to be rolling that to my elbows to my hips. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just an update on your time here, guys. We got, by the looks of it, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. So I think we got some time to get a few more movements in here before we cool down. So I'm gonna take a quick break here, have a couple sips of water. Make sure we keep breathing. And remember, if you feel like you can't keep going, these workouts are recorded, so you can always go back and test yourself again. Grabbing my laundry detergent bottles once again. I'm gonna get into my bicep curls for 10 reps here. Flexing that elbow and squeezing at the top. 9 and 10. Oh, my bad. Gotta keep using them. So tricep extensions, bending over again and going for 10. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take a quick break. Under 1 minute here, guys. We got 55 seconds left. Try to get as much in as you can. Nine and 10. Grab my bag of rice here. Try to get a couple more. 30 seconds, guys. $15 seconds, guys. We got to try to get a couple more reps into something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is time. So grab some water here, guys, and take a break. We're going to get you through a quick cool down here in just a moment. Just something to add about circuit training like that. If you're giving yourself a time limit, if you felt that with what you had for 10 minutes for the first circuit or 6 minutes for the second one, if that was too easy for you or too difficult, then if you wanted to do this workout on your own, then everyone should maybe have access to either their smartphone or a clock on the wall, or you can change the times up to make it difficult or more easy. The world is yours here with this design. So if we've had some water, we're gonna get into a couple stretches here. So I'm going to straighten my arm. I'm going to bring it to the side here. So this is going to stretch my shoulder. We're going to squeeze that for about a couple more seconds here before we shake it off. Then we switch our other arm. So straighten your arm, this arm underneath, and we're just pulling to the side. You should feel that right in our back here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now we're going to stretch our quads out here, guys. I'm going to put my hand on the couch here for a little bit of support, but using some support here, I'm going to grab my heel here and try to bring my heel to my butt. You're going to feel a nice stretch here in our quad and our thigh muscle Hold that for about 5 more seconds here. Make sure we keep breathing. We can feel our heart rate going down here, guys. I'm gonna shake it out a little bit and grab my other arm, or my other leg, excuse me. Three, two, one, and shake it off. And we're just gonna try and with my arms here. If you ever seen Michael Phelps do this, we're just gonna try move our arms here in a little bit of a swimming motion before getting them into some arm circles here. We're gonna keep breathing. We got you going one way right now, and then we'll switch up and go the other direction. And as we're doing that here, I'm going to wrap up here and say I'd like to thank you guys for joining. I hope this was a good workout. Make sure you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, or upandmoving.org, where we keep all our workouts archived. And we have our lunchtime workout coming at noon and 12:30 on Wednesday, followed by some agility on Thursdays, and our surprise workouts on Saturday. So thanks for joining, and have a great rest of your day, everyone.